Hello, and good evening to you all. I'm happy that we are all here in today's class. It's been a while since we met, but thank you all for joining today's session. If you would permit me, I would just mute everyone, and then maybe unmute you when the class is actually over, so that if you have questions, then we will get to know about it. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so today we are going to be continuing our class session. I have received a lot of comments, a lot of commendation. Thank you very much for your comments. We will try as much as possible to see how we can cover the training. Secondly, I have observed that the class session expired 17th, which was yesterday. So some of you were unable to continue your activities. Some of you were unable to enroll and things like that. So I've extended the class to the 30th of this month, so that you will have good amount of time to be able to continue the class session. Thirdly, I have also received multiple requests, because today is supposed to be the only session that we will have, after which everybody will be on his own. But I have received a lot of private messages and requests that even after today's class, if we can have maybe one or two, just to encourage others who are new in the environment. We will look at that. Thank you very much. So in our training, we will be looking at chapter 2 and 3. All right. And chapter 2 is talking about everything becomes programmable. It's just to introduce us to the Blockly programmable or Python programmable platform. A very simple, elementary way to program. Don't worry yourself much about the programming thing, but just know that it's going to be okay. So before I continue, I just need to confirm that you can hear me. If you can hear me, just maybe put an emoji or a thumbs up or something like that, so that I know that we are together. Okay, right. So I can get the thumbs up. Okay, all right. So thank you very much. I can see that you all can hear me. All right. So we're going to be looking at how we can apply basic programming to support IoT devices. IoT devices are Internet of Things devices. We're going to use Python to create programs that accept user inputs, all right, and read and write to external files. We're also going to be doing prototyping idea. If you have an idea, and explain the concept of prototyping and how you can bring it up, okay? So generally, a flowchart, when you talk about flowchart is just a pictorial representation of an algorithm. And you say, what's an algorithm? An algorithm is simply a step-by-step way to solve a problem. That's an algorithm. So if I've written down, if I have a problem, I want to solve it, then I just write an algorithm, which is a step-by-step way to solve this problem. Then I now use symbols, picture symbols, in order to represent this particular algorithm. That's a flowchart. Okay, so you just use buttons and shapes, all right, to be able to represent it. So for instance, in this, it says answer the following questions based on supplied flowchart. Number one, it says, is the sensor checking for an open or a closed door? So let us find out. What is this saying? This is saying it's a start. Then once we start, it goes down. It says read the door sensor. Okay, this is like an activity, a process. At this point, is going to receive data. Then it says, is the door open? If the answer is no, then the counter will be set to 0 and it will be delayed for 2 seconds, and then it will go back to read the sensor, the door sensor. But if the door is open, it says the next thing is the counter equals to 0? If the counter is 0, if the answer is yes, then it says counter is equal to counter plus 2. Delay for 2 seconds, then go back to read sensor. Okay. Okay. Then if the answer here is no, it says, is the counter greater than 10? If the answer is yes, sound the alarm. If it is not greater than 10, delay for 2 seconds and then go back to read the door. So invariably, this flowchart is, if someone opens a door, it's supposed to sound an alarm. But before it sounds an alarm, it needs to hold the door. The door needs to be open for like 10 seconds before it sounds the alarm. Okay? And that is why this is showing. So the question now says, question 1, is the sensor checking for an open or a closed door? Okay, so we'll now select our answer. Is it an open or a closed door? So the sensor is checking for maybe an open door, all right? Then how frequently is the sensor checked? Every 2 seconds. That's what it's checking. Will the alarm sound if the door is open for 5 seconds? The answer is no. How did I get no? Because here is telling us that if the counter is up to 10 seconds, that is where the alarm will sound. And then number 4, will the alarm sound if the door is for 10 seconds? The answer is yes. Will the alarm sound if the door is open for 5 seconds and then shut for 5 seconds, then reopen for 5 seconds? The answer is no. So I just want to introduce you to the concept of flow charting so that you will understand that when it comes to programming, a lot of flow charting comes. Okay. So here's another flow chart that talks about light bulb replacements. It says flow charts, diagrams that are used to represent processes or workflows. That's a flow chart. And it illustrates how a process should actually work. All right. Flow chart shows input states, any decisions made, and the result of those decisions. So if you look at this flow chart here, all right, light does not come on. Then you ask the question, is there a bulb? If there is no bulb, you install a bulb here, and then you now ask, does it work? If the answer is yes, then task completed. But if you switch on the light, is there light in the bulb? And you say the answer is yes. Then you say, is the bulb burned out? If the answer is yes, then replace the bulb. Does it work? Yes, it works. Then task completed. But if it is no, then you check if there is power in the breakers or something like that. So that's how flowchart works. Now, let's look at system software, application softwares, and computer languages. Now, 2 common types of computer softwares are system softwares and application software. You may ask, what is a software? A software is just a set of instructions or codes that are written by a programmer, all right, either in a high-level language or maybe low-level language, in order to solve a problem. So you have a problem, and then you write certain codes or in a particular language for the computer to help you solve that problem. That's a software. So this software have two types. We have what they call the application softwares. And why is it called the application softwares? Because it's designed to solve a single task. For instance, if I open my phone, I can open to Microsoft Word. It's an application software to solve word processing problems. Okay. And then I may decide to open maybe my browser or Facebook. I cannot use Facebook to begin to do graphics editing like Corel Draw or Photoshop. No. Okay, because it's not designed for that. I cannot use Excel, which is a spreadsheet applications, and begin to use it to, should I say, do video editing and things like that. No, because it's not meant for that. I cannot use an audio software, audio recording software, which is an application software, and begin to use it to edit maybe database. No, it's not meant for that. So application softwares are designed specifically to solve a single problem. Okay. Now, the system software on the other side is designed to serve as a go-between between the hardware and the end user. Computers have hardware, my RAM, my hard disk, my keyboard, my input devices, my output devices, my processing devices, all those things are hardwares. And then those hardwares cannot talk to themselves. You need a system software that will help these hardware devices to talk to themselves. And then these same hardware devices can be able to relate to the end user or relate to some other application softwares. That is where the system software comes in. All right. An example is where we have like your Windows operating system, maybe your Linux operating system. Some types of softwares can be what they call utility softwares, like drivers. You plug in your mouse or your flash drives, and then some kind of software is installed in your system or something like that. So all those are like part of softwares. So system softwares work between the computer hardware and the application program, but both the system softwares, and the application softwares were created using a programming language. All right. So that's why I said a programming language can be like a high-level programming language. In this case, Python is one of it. Python is an example of a high-level programming language. Okay. And then you can use maybe a low-level language or an assembly language to build the other ones. So that's just maybe by the way. Now, programming variables. What is this programming variables? A variable is just like a container. All right. Let's say I'm a lady. I want to cook. I want to boil yam, for instance. So this is my pot. And in this pot, okay, then maybe this is my gas cooker. All right. So in this gas cooker, I can put in pieces of yam and boil them. Once I boil this yam and is ready, I'm going to take them out of the pot and then eat. The next day, I will use the same pot, this time around, not to boil yam, maybe to boil rice. Okay, remember, it's the same pot. But yesterday I boiled yam on it. Today I'm boiling rice in it. Maybe next tomorrow I'm going to prepare amala in the pot, the same pot. Another day I'm going to prepare maybe spaghetti in the same pot. What are we talking about? We have the single pot but it contains different content at different time intervals. So that's called a variable. So the value of that port at that moment depends on the content that is located in it. So in a programming, generally you need to create variables. You need to create ports or like containers where you're going to be temporarily storing certain data so that you can be processing. So the content of this data can be changing over time. Okay. So most cases in programming, you use maybe alphabets, to use them as these ports or these variables. So for instance, I can say X plus Y is equal to Z. X can mean anything, Y can mean anything, and Z can mean anything. So they can be variables. Okay. So X can be 2, Y can be 3. And then if that's the case, then Z can be 5. So where you use variables is when in your program, you intend to be taking input, and the input may vary from time to time. Remember, in a computing device, you must have input devices. All right. So that is where the issue of variable comes in. Another small concept we need to know when it comes to the programming is something like a structure, the structure of programming. Sometimes when people see codes like this, it's scary, and it makes them want to dissociate, but not to worry. All you need to do is understand the basic principles, the basic structure. That's all. One, you know that there's going to be a variable. But even before the issue of variable, before you begin to write a program, you know that you are trying to solve a problem. There's an existing problem, and you just want to solve this problem. So to solve this problem, you need to write instructions to solve it. And so you pick a programming language to write this instruction. In this case, we're looking at Python. Okay, now we're going to see how Python works. Then we'll go to Blockly, and you will see how Blockly makes it very easy to maybe a lay child. Okay, so now the most common logic structures are what they call the if-then. Basically they are like conditional statements. All right, so it allows the computer to make a decision based on the result on that particular variable. So if the variable, if the variable holds maybe up to 10, then sound the alarm. If it doesn't meet that condition, then continue what you are doing. All right. So that if then is usually used to create loops. A loop is maybe a conditional statement that can actually help you to go round and round and round. So it executes a particular set of instructions continuously until that particular condition is met. So let's look at this, for instance. It says if value 1 is greater than value 2. Can you see? It's just a simple statement. If value 1, so what is value 1? It's a variable. Value 2 is a variable. So which means in my program, I must decide how the computer will take an input as value 1. So maybe the first input for value 1, I enter 5. The second input for value 2, I enter 10. Then this statement is saying if value 1, which is 5, is greater than value 2, then print on the screen value 1 is greater than value 2. Are you with me? So, but if it is not greater, then what? Yeah. So if, for instance, value 1 is 10, value 2 is 5, then on the screen is going to print 10 is greater than 5. That's just what the statement is saying. All right. So the second one, it says, for I equal to 0, I is less than 100, I plus plus. Wow. What kind of code is this? This is like another serious wala. Where is I coming from? Where is I? Where is this 0, 100? Well, it's just not for you to worry. Remember when we talked about loops, the loop, when you are creating a loop, you are trying to make the same statement repeat itself over a particular period. So as it goes back to repeat itself, it counts. So something must actually keep record of the increment as it goes round. So we just use the variable I just to denote like increment. Okay, so for if it goes the first loop and comes back, that is 1. It goes the second one, 2. It goes the third one, 3, and continuous like that until it gets to a particular number. So this code is saying that for I equals to 0, I is less than 100, and then I plus plus. That means the increment. Now, what is the statement saying? If this condition is meant, print on the screen, counter is equal to plus I. So what is it saying? The code actually prints the counter n. You know, that n actually is the value in that particular variable. All right, so the message is printed 100 times on the screen. That is why you see it says if I is less than 100. Okay, so the loop continues like that. All right, so that is for the if. Then this is the for and then loops. Then let's look at this while, which is conditional statement. It says while a value is less than 10, value can be any variable. So maybe 5 is less than 10, 3 is less than 10. So while a value is less than 10, it says print on the screen, value is still less than 10. So if, for instance, you enter a value 3, if it's less than 10, that condition is met. Now, I've given you an idea of how it's written in that particular Python. Back to our Internet of Things, Blockly. Let's look at how this programming works using Blockly. All right. So what is Blockly actually? You know, a visual programming tool is created to help beginners understand the concept of programming. It allows a user to create a program without entering any line of code. It assigns different programming structures to colored blocks, which contain slots and spaces to allow programmers to enter values. So programmers can connect structures together by dragging and attaching the appropriate blocks. Okay, so that is just to make it very, very easy. So specific blocks represent specific functions. You can select and drag, function blocks to work in spaces to fill in the required blocks. So we're going to see how it works. So for instance, in this program, it says print, and then there's this print is a block. And it says print, this program will sort 2 words alphabetically. So set word 1 and set word 2. So if you set word 1, it prompts you to enter text. What is the first word? Right? So all these things, when we go back to our Skill for All platform, there's a lab activity for you to be able to do that. All right? Word 2, it says, what is the second word? So once you do that, then if word 1 is less than word 2, then print word 1 and then print word 2. Else, print word 2 and then print word 1. So you see, this is also a program. It's already a program, but what's the difference between this program, Blockly, and the one we just saw in Python? In Python, you need to be typing the codes. You need to know what the command is and write it. Here in Blockly, you'll just be dragging these blocks. So you see, for instance, this is just a block here. You just drag and drop it, drag and drop it. That is how it works. But once you drag and drop it, as you can see here, you drag and drop it as you can see here, behind this is a set of programming codes that is going on. Behind it is a set of programming code. So Python is a very popular language that is designed to be easy to read and write. Okay? So the philosophy of the language, beautiful is better than ugly. All right? Explicit is better than implicit. Simple is better than complex. Complex is better than complicated, and readability counts. So that's what we're going to be looking at briefly. Now, this is the Python interpreter. You may ask, what is Python interpreter? Like we said, Python is the programming language. So the interpreter is just like the software that helps us to write our codes in Python language. That's basically it. So the interpreter understands and executes Python codes, and can be created in any text editor, and Python interpreters are available for many operating systems. All right. Now, here, looking at this interpreter, let's see what it says. To start the interpreter, simply type Python or Python 3 at the shell prompt. The interactive mode, the interpreter waits for the command. The primary prompts is represented by 3 greater than signs, where you see it here like this. All right. So continuation lines are represented by the 3 dotted points. So the 3 greater than sign indicates that the interpreter is ready and waiting for a command. That's why you see, once you see this, it says the world is flat equals true. Then you see it again. If the world is flat, dash, 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 print, be careful not to fall. All right, fall off. So it's just like a program. It is a program written in Python, but the whole idea is not the program that I want to show you. Is the syntax, is the way it works and how it's been created. So there are variables and basic statements that you get to see in Python, right? The interpreter receives and executes the statements interactively. Okay, once you see this, you know that it is expecting a command. All right. So I'm not actually teaching you Python basics. No, I'm only just bringing out some basic things that you're going to begin to see when you are programming your Internet of Things devices. Okay. Let me just keep this. I will come back to it very soon. I just want to, these are all the program. This is prototyping your idea. We'll come back to the Python code. Now, what is prototyping? It is the process of creating a working model of a product or a system. In IoT, it helps to have design skills, electrical skills, physical, mechanical skills, programming skills, and to understand how TCP/IP works. So because the IoT is still developing, there are still unknown tasks to discover. This is a great time to invent something and be part of IoT, all right? So you're creating like a prototype. So like I said, this course, even children can be able to do so. So you have something in mind, you want to do it. So how do you prototype? You know, a team at Google used the rapid prototyping method to create Google Glass. All right. So Kickstarter, Indigo, and Crowdfunder are just three of the many online crowdfunding programs. So what IoT invention will you create? That's a personal question for you. If you make your choice, you need to begin to think about the physical materials you're going to need. You know, a good place to start, of course, is the internet. People who have never physically met you can collaborate with you. So don't be afraid of starting a particular project. The internet is a wide community. All right. You can have like marker medias in the global platform for connecting makers with each others to exchange project and ideas. That way it will also help you. You can make a society has a good section in modeling plastic and clay. So if you look at all these steps we're looking at, is just to get the physical materials, getting 3D printers, you know, to print whatever that you want, things like that. So you put them together. Once you put your physical materials together, then you look at the electronic toolkits. The electronic toolkit. So while you can create programs from almost any computer, some platforms are designed for beginner. So below you will find some of the most popular platforms. So like in the test that we did in the other class online, you've been hearing Arduino, all right? It's an open source physical computing platforms based on simple microcontroller board and a development environment for writing software on a board. You can develop interactive objects that take input from a variety of switches or sensors to control light, monitors, and even physical objects. We also have another electronic toolkit. It's called Raspberry Pi. It's like something small, but you can use it like a computer also. So it's a low-cost credit card-sized computer that plugs into a computer monitor or TV. You can operate it using a standard keyboard or a mouse. It's capable of doing everything a computer can actually do, from browsing the internet and playing high-definition videos to making spreadsheet, word processing, and even playing games. But you see it very, very small, like a phone or even less than a phone or something like that. So that's another electronic toolkit. Another toolkit is the BeagleBone. It's similar to Raspberry Pi in size, you know, power requirements and application. The BeagleBone has more processing power than the Raspberry Pi. Therefore, it is a better choice for applications that actually require higher processing power. So after you've gotten your physical devices, your electronic devices, then you now switch to your programming resources. So in the programming resources, that is where you intend to do your coding. All right. So this is where the issue of Blockly comes into play, or the issue of Python comes into play, and things like that. But if you are having challenge there, not to worry. There are so many free online platforms and resources that can be of help. One of which is the MIT open source courseware. All right. It's a web-based publication of almost all MIT course content, open and available to the world. All right. So it's a great place to get familiar with computer programming for free. All right. OCW programming related courses can be found in this particular link. OCW is like open courseware. All right. So in this particular link, so can click it and we'll see what happens. Then another way you can get good resources is the Khan Academy. It's It's actually a non-profit educational website created since 2006, and it provides a free world-class education for everyone. All right, for everyone anywhere. So the lectures related to computer programming can be found in this website as well. So we have the MIT Open Courseware, we have the Khan Academy, then you have what they call the Code Academy. All right, it's another excellent resource. It relies on interactively, to help people learn how to write programs. And you can find it on this website, codeacademy.com. So these resources are free and are heavily loaded. It doesn't matter whether you know it or not. Just visit it. You already have your electronic, your physical devices, your electronic course devices, then the resources. So once you have, just as you can see in this picture, you have the remaining thing is just use the courseware, and then you will now create something that you would marvel, you will be happy you have created just something beautiful. All right, so that is how to it. So we're almost done. Let's quickly look at module 3, which is a very short one. Everything generates data. Now, when we talk about big data, what are we talking about? All right, data is information that comes from a variety of sources, such as people, pictures, text, sensors, websites, and technology devices. All right, 3 characteristics that indicate an organization may be dealing with big data, is that large amount of data that increasingly requires more storage. All right, volume, then you know that, we're talking about big data. Or when you have an amount of data that is growing exponentially, very, very fast, talking about the velocity. So in the characteristics of big data, we have volume, then you have velocity, then the third one is variety. All right, data that is generated in different formats. That's where you have the issue of variety. Okay, then, so if you ask the question, does the business generate big data? Then you need to find out yourself whether the 3 V's are there, whether it has volume, velocity, and variety, right? So companies do not necessarily have to generate their own big data. All right, there are sources of free data sets available, ready to be used and analyzed. And remember, when it comes to the concept of artificial intelligence or Internet of Things, a lot of it is dependent on the availability of good data and is sufficient. All right. So what are some of the challenges of big data? We have like 5, right? Number 1 is management. Management of the data is an issue, right? Number 2 is security. Because you have this data, you need to protect it. Then number 3 is redundancy. Number 4 is analytics. Number 5 is access. So that is the challenges. And where can this big data be stored? Well, typically you can store them in multiple servers, in data centers, in the cloud, and stuff like that. But there's what they call fog computing. What is it? It actually utilizes end user clients or edge devices to do substantial amount of pre-processing of this particular storage. So data from that pre-processed analysis can be fed back into the company's systems to modify and process it if required, right? So, for instance, this is our data. This is our data center in the cloud, but it's connected to the internet, and then you have You are doing fog computing here. How? Because you are using the resources here to enable processing. To enable processing. So if they intend to use the data in this facility, the processing is done by the edge device. Now, also, when you talk about storage of big data, issue of cloud computing comes into play as well. All right. So cloud services include storage of this data such as pictures, music, movies, emails, etc. All right. So access many applications instead of downloading onto local devices. To access data and applications anywhere, anytime on any device is one of the benefits of this cloud computing. So sometimes, or most of the times, big organizations depend on these cloud computing solutions, right? For what they do. Let's talk about distributed processing. All right. This is done basically when you have large amount of data that needs to be processed. All right. The data that you need to process is in large quantity. So that's where the idea of distributed processing comes into play. So these smaller pieces are distributed in many locations to be processed by many computers because the data is actually large. So if you leave it only on one machine to process, it can overwhelm the machine, it can slow the machine down, and things like that. So each computer in the distributed architecture will have to analyze a part of this particular data, looking at the bigger picture. So HardUp was created to deal with this kind of big data volumes. It has two main features that has made it industry standard. One is scalability, which is the ability to grow, to accommodate irrespective of the size of the data. Then the second is fault tolerance, especially when maybe one of the processing nodes has a problem or fails, then the data now is switched to another node to continue its processing. So why do business analyze data? All right, so data analytics allow business to better understand the impact of their products and services, adjust their methods and goals, and provide their customers with better product much faster. All right, so volumes come from two primary types of processed data: transactional and analytical. So when you're talking about analyzing data, you're talking about processing the data in a particular format so that it can give a meaningful idea. All right, it can convey a meaningful idea so that the management can use the data. All right. We have sources of information which we can use especially for data visualization. You have different sources, and most of the times the sources that we are looking at is these IoT devices. All right, is this IoT devices. So the IoT devices actually are like the key elements that generate this data. So to do that, the idea of data mining comes into play. How is data mining coming into the play? Because it will turn this raw data that it has collected into something meaningful. All right, it will convert it or process it into something that can be used. Very important. So sometimes it comes in form of charts and things like that. Okay. So analyzing big data for effective use in business. So data analysis is the process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming and modeling data to uncover useful information. All right. So the tools and applications range from using an Excel spreadsheet or Google Analytics for small and medium enterprise to the applications dedicated to manipulating and analyzing really big data sheets. Okay. So that is that about that. So let me quickly go to the application, the software, so that we can see what activity that we have there. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, let me log into the class now, and then share it with the whole class. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. Okay, so what we have just done is we went through everything is programmable, which is module 2, and then everything generates data, which is module 3. So we're just left with these few modules of which I'm sure you can go through. So if I come to module 2 here, and then I scroll down while reading, let's look for the activity that we have there. So I come to here. Let's see, this is the flow chart. All right, let's see. Okay, flow chart, variables, basic programming. I want to see where we have a lab activity. These are questions that you can answer on your own. I don't want to do that. Okay, so, okay, no. This is checking our understanding. Okay. I think we just did this. Okay, this creating this flowchart. So very good. Let us check our understanding on this flowchart. It says, check your understanding, match the flowchart symbols to the task. Okay. Match your flowchart symbols to the task. So now it says, drag each option to the corresponding flowchart shape and click submit. So for instance, termination, all right? What shape is used for termination? Process, what shape is used for process? Replication, predefined, off-page content, display, decision, data, and connector, all these things. So let me see your understanding of this. So we will start with this shape here. All right. So let me see on the chart. If you know the answer, you let us know. Right. Okay. Terminator. What shape goes for the terminator? All right, or instead of saying that, this first one, is it going, what is it going for? This oval. I think this is oval or cylindrical. This is cylindrical. What
Start.
cylindrical, what does it go for?
Terminator.
Terminator. Okay, so let me drag this and drop here. And then this one next is a rectangle. This rectangle, what does it go for?
Process.
Process.
Okay, process. Let me drag and drop it here. Then this hexagon, right? Hexagon has 6 sides. This hexagon, what does it go for?
Preparation.
Okay, preparation. Okay. Then this, I don't know what do I call this now. This rectangle with edges. What does it go for?
Predefined.
Predefined,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, look at this shape here. This is a pentagon.
Off-page connector.
Off-page connector. Off-page connector.
Page connector.
Off-page connector, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
And then this kind of shape.
Big to you.
What?
Display.
It looks like victory. Display. It's for
Yeah,
display.
display, right?
Yeah.
Good. Put it for display. This, what do you call this now? This diamond.
Decision.
Diamond.
Decision.
Okay, decision.
Decision.
Then this, I think this is like parallelogram, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Theta, okay.
connector.
No, decision.
Connector like this.
Yeah. We
So
are good.
let us submit and see. Check. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I think we're very, very right. So now I know that we understand our flowchart very well. So let's check our understanding on the programming language. Question. What type of programming language turns the computer program into machine language before execution? Is it interpreted, compiled,
Compile.
Oh,
Compile.
okay.
Compile.
All right. So, let me submit and let's see. All right, compile. That's right. Well done. This question says, what type of software controls the computer hardware? Is it
System.
okay?
System.
Software.
System software.
System. Yeah.
So let's find out. Oh, that's right. We're right on this. This question. Python is an example of what
Interpreted.
type of
Interpreted.
Hey. All right, that's right. I think we're good there. Then this one says, what is a
Flowchart.
graphical
Flowchart.
representation? Hey,
Flowchart.
that's cool. Flowchart. That means you guys are really past your this thing. Okay, let's see this one. What is a set of self-contained step-by-step instruction known as
Algorithm.
Algorithm.
algorithm? Okay, submit, that's right. And then this question, what type of loop executes a procedure as long as the tested condition is true?
Why?
Why?
Let's see. Well, that's right. Okay. This one says, what variable is visible in all parts of a computer program?
Variable.
Global variable.
Global.
variable.
Okay, that's right. All right. So now let us see this question. It says, look closely at the flowchart and select the appropriate term in the drop-down menu, then click submit. Okay. Let's see. We have true, false, for, do, count this. So now we are supposed to do a flowchart. Okay, let's look at this. If password equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, What happens here?
Then,
True.
then,
Eh?
True. True.
Okay, true, right?
Yeah, true.
Is it true? Like this?
If it's true, then
Okay.
you display password correct.
Let's start from
Okay.
here first.
Okay.
What do we put in here?
If then.
If then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If password equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if the answer is true, then display correct password. Then you
Yes.
That's what.
okay.
End.
But if the
Then the next
password
option will be false. Yeah. False.
False.
Yeah.
should be
False.
false here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
false, then it should just
And
end here. So let us check. Oh, that's right. This is consider the statement with the password as a program executes the expression. If the expression is false, the computer moves to the next structure. If it's true, then the conditions are okay. Now let's look at this one, the similar one. So what type of program is
Oh,
this?
why?
Eh?
yeah.
Is it for do or while or if then?
Why?
Why?
Let's see. All right.
It's for what?
For is it
For count.
why?
Yes.
All right. So let's see if you see why. While or do this for count equals to 10. That means you should do this. It's like a loop, right? So
Yes.
what do we put here? Is it
count.
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 Implement count.
number?
Count number.
So
Increment count.
okay, we count equals to count plus 1. Then do display not yet. Is that what we want to see?
No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Not
Yes.
count. Count will come in the other option. That's the one by the left.
Here.
No, by the left. By the left.
This
Yes.
one.
That's where count will come in.
Okay.
Then here will be
Okay. Sure.
drop down the options again.
Listen.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be count here.
Count increment. Yes.
Mhm.
That's a yes. Go back.
On the right.
Yeah, the one on the left won't be count. It's the one on the right.
To
Sorry.
be on the right.
This one.
Let me see the end at the end, sir. We can't see the end of the end. If it's now display, if it's 10,
Okay.
then it will come down to the end.
Loop
So let's see.
Go
The
to
option.
Go to the left.
equals to 10.
Go drop down. Let's see.
The
On
left
the
will be
left.
true. Left
Yeah.
will be true.
All right. So it should be true here.
Yes.
Okay.
Then this middle one is not supposed to be count now.
So
Sorry, the right is the loop should be for do, not why.
okay. Like this.
Mhm.
Then how about
Then this one now will be while
This
False.
one is true.
False.
True.
no.
For
Is it
count
True.
equals to
This is
false.
true. The
No.
left one is
If it's not,
false.
it's false.
The left is
No.
false.
okay? So if we put false here and put true, so
Yeah.
it is
For count to
do-
10. True.
No.
Do not
The
Count
left
equals to
cannot be
10.
false because it's a count for 10. The left cannot be false. The left is going to be true. If it's 10, then it will not come to the end.
Okay, that's true. That's correct. That's correct.
All right.
Then this one now should be false because if it cannot display not yet 10, it has to go back.
10.
That's why it is counting from the counter on the right.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. So are we all okay with this now? Should we check the answer?
Yeah.
It's that first one that I don't understand.
Which one? This one?
For do,
Yes.
for do loop. Is the for do loop.
For do loop.
Okay. So let's see. Let's
Loop
submit.
Submit.
Ah, congratulations.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so the program executes for a specific set of instruction for a specific number of times. Every time the loop is executed, the counter variable is incremented. The loop will stop when the counter reaches 10. All right, so we have done well. Now let's see this one again. Let's see this one.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This is what
Do
I think this
we
one.
just did.
No, this is a different one. This will
Okay,
be
yes,
while.
this is a different one.
While do.
For count.
All
Do
right.
display nothing.
So let's see the end
It's
result.
similar thing now. That's the
Until
same.
Loop
count
runs until
Loop
count
runs
equals 10.
until count
10.
equals 10. It's the same thing.
It's the same
Okay.
thing.
No, this is while. While do will
All
start
right.
on the first option.
Well, let's see.
So
Y is equals to 10.
while
10.
for count equals to 10,
10.
so here will be what now?
False.
No,
False.
true.
True.
Okay.
Is it true?
If it is
Huh?
true, it says
True.
Do not display not 10.
yet.
Okay, yes, true. Do not display
Yes.
not
True. Yes.
Okay.
Then the
Do
other
display not
option, false.
False.
Is false.
Okay, are we okay with
true.
this?
Wait,
Yes.
for count equals to 10. Do display not 10 yet. No. How can it be true?
Is correct.
Can we read the middle again? For count equals to 10. You are saying
Read
do
the
not
last thing that
display,
was
if it's
written
equal to 10, do
after
not
end.
display not 10 yet.
Read what is written after end.
Let's see, go down.
Loop runs on
Go
count
down.
equals 10. So it's correct like this.
The condition for Y is usually low. Do display not 10 yet. I don't
Okay.
think so.
This is while for 10, count 10. If you count 10,
Y for 10 equals
if this center should be true, the other one should be false, but it's almost looking the same like the other one we did first. But it's just that this is a different flow chart now.
Okay. I like the engagement. You're brainstorming. Okay. So
I think it's
we're
correct
saying
like
for
this.
While do for
keep
count
doing,
equals 10. True.
go
Display
up,
do display
else.
not
Okay,
10
2.
yet.
Keep doing else.
It's,
False.
it's correct like
End.
this.
Y is not equal to 10. End.
It's correct. It's
Listen.
correct like
No,
this.
it's correct like this.
It's correct like this.
okay. So let's find out whether we are right.
So let's see the option in that true. What is the options?
For
False.
count equals to 10.
Equals to count plus 1.
Or do Y
If then
for count equal to 2. If count is equal to 10, that's if it is true. Is it stop? End. Let's see. Remove that. For count equals to 10. You say it's to that count equals
True display.
count equals to count plus 1. That it will go around until when it gets to 10 before it will now end.
You count equal if it's false.
This false.
It's not equal to 10. Let's see this option in the false.
It's the same option.
No, the other one.
Loop run until count equals 10.
Keep incrementing now.
So I feel count equals to count plus 1.
Where? Here?
I think it's false.
No,
Second
I'm looking at it here.
false,
By
and
this
then
place
left
that you
side
put
is
true.
true.
This one that you put true.
Yes.
Yes.
Here?
It count
Yes.
equals to count
Cannot
plus 1. Then when you
count
come down
equals
to where
twelve
it's
plus
false, you
what?
should put true. True at this place that is false.
You put true here.
Yeah. So when it gets to 10, it will not stop. So if you keep counting from here, if it comes here, it's not yet 10. Display not yet 10 at this place because it's not up to 10.
Keep incrementing for count equals
Yes.
to 10. Keep
It's
incrementing.
count, yes, count plus 1.
Yes. This is better.
I disagree with this one.
Yeah.
All right. So let's find out. What
I
is
chose the
yes.
first option we did.
Okay.
That's true and false by the side.
Because there was no option at the
Let's go ahead and submit
right-hand
this,
side.
then we'll try the other option.
So when it is not, keep incrementing until it's 10. Once it is 10.
Okay.
I think this is correct,
You're
actually.
mistaking it with for loop. It's different from for loop. That's the thing. It's different from that of for loop. The
Do
one we
why it is 10. Keep doing. Yes, keep doing. Okay, true. Yeah, keep doing.
True
For
will
count
be on the
equals, keep
count
doing
and
until
false
it
will
is
be
10.
on the left.
I think while is okay. It's okay this way, the way it is.
So let us check
Yeah,
this
let's
one,
submit
because
this.
this one,
I agree.
it's counting that is like a loop and it's going round. Correct.
Okay, this is not right.
Mm.
In this flow chart,
Let's try the other option on it.
notice that the loop executes a specific set of
Is the other one.
instructions
I'm right. The
while
other one
an expression is true.
is true.
True.
Right. So go back and reset and try. So
While do true.
This is true.
we should put through here.
Yes.
Then
And
what
false.
is
False.
there? You sure?
Because
Yes.
this place that is false is supposed to be
I think
true.
it should be the other way around.
Submit
that.
and
It's
let's
correct
see.
this way. Because
It's not,
okay.
it's not
Submit.
correct.
It's not true. It cannot be true. Okay, if count
It
equals
cannot be
10,
true like that.
true, do not display.
It should
Do
be
display not yet
true
10.
It is
false.
correct
Display
like
should be
this.
false.
Count equals to 10.
This
Okay.
cannot be correct.
It
Not
should be
be correct.
false in the middle, then true on the left hand
Okay.
side.
So let's check now and see if we are
Yes.
wrong. Then we
False
try
should
the
be
other way
in the
around.
middle,
Do display
Check,
not yet
check.
10.
and then true on the left hand side.
Let's check
It's
this.
correct though.
It's correct.
Oh,
That's right.
This can be correct.
Say
It's
this
correct.
can't be
correct.
Let's see,
It can be
It's
correct.
correct.
Now, listen, it says, notice that the loop executes a specific set of instruction while
While
the
an
expression
expression is true.
You understand? Which means the condition for the loop is when this is equal to 10.
Okay.
Are you with me? It says,
Yeah.
when for count equals to 10, if the answer is true, it says do not display not 10 yet. Forget about what this is saying, not 10 yet. It goes back here if the condition is true. But the point is that there are missing information.
Okay.
There are missing information here. Okay?
At the top.
Yes, there are missing information that was deliberately kept out for you before you notice it. That is why
Okay.
you guys
I'm
got,
maybe trying to interpret it another way, sir.
yeah?
For count equals to 10.
Yes.
Once count, so
I
I'm
think
trying
the
to interpret
output
it
on
in
the
another
true
way.
is the
Once the count is equal to 10, you cannot say that it is not yet 10.
No, you say while.
If
I
the
know they
count
did
is
that to
equal,
distract us, I guess.
so keep doing. Yeah. It's all-
I think the
it's okay.
output that says not 10 yet is to distract us.
Yes, the not 10 yet is just to distract you. You understand?
It's also informative because if it is equal
Because
to 10,
that's just a
you cannot
write-off.
say
It's
it
a
is
write-off,
not
not
10.
the logic. I know it's a write-off, not the logic. It's what the programmer wants to be outputted.
Yes, that's just the concept. Because if you look at it, this is not an input symbol, it's a processing. This is not an input, it's a processing. It's not even a decision box. They're just processing box. So in processing, look at it in inverted commas. You are just to display this exactly how it is. Okay? So the whole idea is to confuse us. All right, but I'm happy that
I don't think it's even confusing. I don't think it's even confusing.
oh, it's not even confusing.
Sorry by error.
Yes, because you cannot say, you say for if count is equal to 10, you cannot say it is not 10.
Yeah.
Is it true that count is equal to 10? So if it is equal to 10, don't say it is not 10. So keep doing.
All right.
That's how I read. So to me, it's not. Yeah.
All right. So I see we're supposed to have 1 hour for this session. We have 1 hour. We have done 1 hour 22 minutes. So I had wanted us to do this Blockly and then look at the Blockly games. Then we call it a day. Okay. All right. This is the Blockly that we talked about. All right. We said Blockly is a visual programming tool created to help beginners understand the concept of programming by using number block types. Blockly allows a user to create a program without entering codes. So, for instance, this is an example of the program that we looked at. Okay? So, I want us to go to, this is like Blockly games, to see what we can do here. There is a packet tracer activity that I want you people to download yourselves and do it yourselves. Okay? You download and do the activities yourselves. Someone was asking me earlier on that they've downloaded the packet tracer activities, but they don't need the software in order to use it. So the software to use it, the software to use it is called Packet Tracer. Okay? Packet Tracer. So let me see. Maybe what I'll just do, is there anybody here that probably did not or do not know how to get the Packet Tracer or something like that? Then I can, because I've seen somebody was creative enough to send us a link to download the Packet Tracer. All right, somebody posted it on the WhatsApp group. I'm very, very impressed when I see others trying to help others to see how we can get done with this, right? So if you have challenge downloading Packet Tracer, you can post it on the WhatsApp platform. I'm sure someone or myself can post the link for you to download. Once you download Packet Tracer, that's all. All you need to do is come down here, download the activity. I think we did this activity in the class, right? Once you're done there, you can come and do this activity too. Where is it? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Actually, the download link is on this the LMS on this platform. So I downloaded it. So I'm using a Mac computer.
It's on the resources. You see it on the resources.
On the resources, yes, I downloaded it here, installed it. But when I now go to look for where it is installed, I cannot see it. If I go to application, I keep on looking for it so that I can start using it to open it. I cannot see it.
Search for it on your system. Just say Packet Tracer, that's all. Or probably when you download the lab activity, if you double click the lab activity, it automatically opens the Packet Tracer software. Are you with me? It automatically opens the Packet Tracer software. But if you have problem, we can always assist you.
Have you tried it on Mac? What I'm using. My system is Mac. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me, before we end, I want to introduce you to something briefly. Okay. Now, you see the platform we have added you. There are so many other things that you can do to help yourself. For instance, this packet tracer itself, it's a course on its own. You can just come to explore, okay? And come down to practice. Is it practice? No. Yes, under practice, you see where it says get started with Cisco packet tracer. So if I click this, for instance, this is a short course, 2-hour course. Can you see? It's a 2-hour course to teach you about packet tracer. All right. Here's what you will learn: how to download and use packet tracer, how to create Cisco packet tracer network, how to get started using packet tracer, course final exam and stuffs like that. Okay. And to get it simple, this is just the activities you just do here. All right. So you just resume course, and then you'll be able to learn. For those of you who have challenge in packet tracer, you see you can download the packet tracer here. You can download it here. Let me just copy the link and drop it for us on our WhatsApp. Download packet tracer. Right, so you can download packet tracer there, and you can watch some small videos on how packet tracer works and things like that, and so on and so forth. Keep practicing. Before you know it, you are a guru in packet tracer. It's a very simple activity, okay? And interestingly, you get a certificate for even using packet tracer. All right, so in case you're interested, that's one way to go about it. All right, any question? Any question? All right, so Ibanga Emekan, I see your hand up. You can ask yourself, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thanks for the class. I have a few questions. One, I'm not on the WhatsApp group. I don't know how it can be added. And also, how can I navigate to this packet tracer? Because I'm having issues with most of the lab activities given, because it's mainly on this packet tracer, and I can't really use it.
Okay. Let me see. To start with, for you to join the WhatsApp group, I have just posted the WhatsApp link on this Zoom chat box. You can just click the link and then you are enrolled. Secondly,
Okay.
for the packet tracer, maybe what I'll do, instead of allowing you guys to do it on your own, I'll just create the course so that you can just do it yourself. You can just go here, go to explore, then just come to practice where it says practice. If you click it, then come down here, getting started with Cisco packet tracer. You just click it and then say resume course, and then you are good. Once you click resume course, just follow the instructions. Module 1, it teaches you how to download the packet tracer, install it on your system or on your device, and then how to use it. So it's just a 2-hour course, and I'm sure you'll be able to do it very well. So for instance, if I click this one here, there's a video to show you get started. Let me share this properly. It's share. Okay, so this, if I come in here, Let me resume the course. All right, so there's this video here. So if I click here.
Whether you're pursuing a job in technology, exploring your career options, or you simply want to expand your skills, gaining network building experience hasn't always been easy. Until now. Meet Cisco's network simulation tool, Cisco Packet Tracer. This virtual lab environment allows you to practice networking, Internet of Things, and cybersecurity. With Packet Tracer, you apply real network building skills and gain valuable experience on your very own computer with no hardware needed. Cisco Packet Tracer is an incredibly powerful learning tool with multiple modes that enable you to explore the vast world of networking. In simulation mode, you dive into how a network really works. You create a logical view of your network, configure your devices, and follow how data packets travel across your network. You can even explore what's inside each packet for deeper insight. After that, physical mode puts you in the virtual lab to see how your logical view translates into physical devices and cables. You'll practice setting up your own device rack and selecting the right cables and ports. Packet Tracer has a built-in intelligent tutor as well to give you hints along the way, but only if you want them. Once you have the hang of it, take your abilities even further by creating advanced networks with IoT devices, integrating Python code, or practicing your network automation skills. The best part is, Cisco Packet Tracer is absolutely free. It's easy to ramp up with our short Getting Started with Cisco Packet Tracer course. Try it out today at skillsforall.com, brought to you by Cisco Networking Academy.
Right. So you see, this is like an intro video to the Packet Tracer, and I'm sure once you go through it, you'll be fine. This is your first time in this course. You just read all it takes here, and it will show you where to download Packet Tracer, you know, and things like that. And then you come in here, click here, you download it and install. Why should I take this course? You go through it. There's another video overview of the.
We would like to introduce you to a free network simulation tool, Cisco Packet Tracer. Cisco Packet Tracer software allows you to practice your network configuration and troubleshooting skills using your desktop or laptop computer. Also, it allows you to simulate networks without having access to physical equipment. And beyond the basic networking, it can also let you learn and practice Internet of Things and cybersecurity skills. Let's view some sample files and uses for Cisco Packet Tracer. First, you can open an existing topology or activity file. How about rack mount and cable equipment as if you were in the physical network facility? You could design, plan, and test IP addressing schemes. Configure wireless devices and wireless security. Configure and program IoT devices such as sensors and actuators. You can.
Yes, ma'am.
So, please, I've seen where this Packet Tracer is, but when I opened it, it was asking me to log in. Do I need the internet to now start using it? Must I be online for me to start practicing with the Packet Tracer?
Actually, the first time, yes, but subsequently, no. Okay, even the first time you can.
Okay.
If you log in,
because it's asking me, I say.
If you log in, gives you access to many more resources, all the commands, all the tools, and everything. But if you don't log in with your details, you will have limited. Okay, so but since we have enrolled you, you have access to everything. So if you log in, that's all. Subsequently, you don't need to log in, maybe for the next 3 months or so. All right, so basically that's how it works.
Because I saw two options. I now chose to log in with a network, Cisco Network Academy. It now brought me to my normal login, where I now put my email and password. It's not telling me I cannot find my email or something like that.
No, you're supposed
to. What is telling me now?
For all. All right, skillsforall.com. Then you will now enter.
Okay, that's what I supposed. Okay,
yes,
okay.
Then enter your email, the one that you are using to log into your Skills for All dashboard. Enter your email.
Okay, I'll start again.
So you take time and also.
I selected the wrong option.
Yes, watch the videos completely, and I'm sure you will all be fine. Okay. So let me see. Fast forward.
What time limit do we need to conclude this?
Yes, you
Any
have
time limit.
you have up to, should I say, 30th of this month. You have
To
that.
complete.
Yes. All right. So
how do we get the data, the data when we finish this? Because some people that have finished are asking how they start the data and so on.
How do you start the what?
Is it big data or whatever?
Okay.
The other side, data analytics.
Okay. I will talk to my colleague who is taking the data analytics class to reach out to maybe those of you who are interested in taking the class. I'm only taking the IOT. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. I do get a notification from my skill for all that there will be an upgrade. First of all, the first time I log in, it matched me with my Cisco because I have also Netcat Academy. So that matched my password together. Then
Correct.
later, I got a notification that there will be a downtime between 22 to 26 of August. That everyone that will log in to, especially their packet tracer, should keep themselves signing for the next 3 months. Then if you have any course you have not started, make sure you keep it active so that after the downtime, you will not lose your courses that you are yet to be activated or you are yet to resume. You
Okay.
can maybe discuss more about that so that people will not be locked out. They should wash and prepare themselves for the 22nd of this.
All right. So first of all, why it is asking you to merge your account is because you already have been enrolled in a Cisco Networking Academy program some years back or some time ago on a different platform. So it has identified that your account exists using the same email address. So the need to merge your account is just so that you can update your password and have the same account access to the skills for all. And the notification for the downtime, once in a while, Cisco sends this notification anytime they are doing any upgrade on the NetAcad platform. So where they are telling you on the packet tracer is so that once you log in on the packet tracer, you have like 3 months before you can log in again. So if you can log in anytime between now and tomorrow, your login will still remain active, whether you're on the internet or not. You can keep doing your activities on your packet tracer. So I guess that is where this information is just coming into. Okay. We have got Danny. I see your hand up.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. I wanted to say the first recording that you recorded in the last class, I thought you were going to drop the link for us to download and also view the recording at our leisure time. I want to request for it, sir.
Hey, I've dropped it. I've sent that recording to the WhatsApp group. That was long before now.
Okay.
Yes, I've sent it to the WhatsApp group long before now. But I would
Maybe
even
you can recall it.
I will send to this
If you can resend it. If you can
Okay.
resend it.
I will send it and also send to this one as well.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
All right.
Hello.
Faizu Jibrin.
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I'm very excited for being attending this wonderful class. So, sir, my question is that apart from this IoT, so after this IoT, so do you have any courses that you have entitled you to register or to enroll after this IOT?
Okay, now once in a while, Cisco does free trainings. Okay, we do free trainings, and those that are available to participate in it, they participate. Not long ago, on the Internet Day, Cisco partnered with ISOC, that's Internet Society of Nigeria, and we ran a training on CCNA, particularly CCNA 1. And it was a very good outing. So we are planning to also go for CCNA 2 very soon. Okay. Now also, we are also thinking of organizing another training on cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So once in a while, Cisco reveals or unveils some free course training for people who may wish to participate. And sometimes Cisco partner with some schools or organizations or agency that probably want us to partner with them, or even the government to render some trainings. So of recent, we have done that with Plateau State government. We have gotten letter with Kogi State government. The SSA on the special advisor to the governor on ICT spoke to us while we were on the conference ground. So with the Cisco manager, myself, and him will be having a meeting to discuss on that particular project. We have also gotten a request from another school. I think the school is in Port Harcourt, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've gotten another request from a school in Owerri. So when this request comes, we tend to organize these workshops or these trainings, and people who may wish to partake in it takes advantage of the opportunity. So basically, that is what I can say about it. Okay.
So thank you very much, sir. I'm very clear. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Can I ask my question?
Yes, ma. Go ahead.
The number one, how do I get such requests? How do I get Cisco? Give access to our students in my uni, have access to this Cisco Academy. What kind of request I would like Cisco to come, to give us this beautiful training to our students. That's number one. Number two is that I'm trying to now install this package, open my packet tracer, and it's asking me that it wants to have access to my folder, to my download folder. Should I give it access?
Yes, to your download folder, yes. Yes, and pertaining your request,
So how do I?
you can just chat me, private chat me on WhatsApp. You let me know your name, the name of the school, and what you want. So usually when you let me know of the request, I usually forward it to the Cisco manager, Net Academy manager for Western Central Africa. So he will now look at it, and if it is within our schedule, then we schedule a meeting with you, and then we let you know, we hear from you what exactly you want, and then we now see how we can come in and if we can come in. So it's not like every request we do or not, but there are certain things we look out for, then we take it. So, but so far so good. All those requests that came in, I think they've been granted also.
Okay, okay. Maybe when we talk now, you tell me what is possible. Then I can go in that line, because I wouldn't want to try and fail.
No problem, ma'am. No problem.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think that will be all for now. Once again, it's been a pleasure to have you on this session. I look forward to see how many of you will be able to finish your class. But before I close, let's take a look at those that have been able to complete their course. Okay, so let me see the grade book. Let me see how many people Let me see. Sorry, let me check, then I'll share with you. And let's see how many people so far have completed. It's coming. Manage learners. Okay, so let me share the screen now. Sharing. All right, so here you have the list of those that have completed and possibly have received their certificates and badges. Can you see them? Can you see them? This is the first 10. Okay, this is the next 10. Right, so we have about 22 persons who have completed the course and have received their certificates and their badges. All right, so I am looking forward to the remaining of you who have not completed. Okay, quite a number of you. Please try and complete it so that you get your certificate. Once you get a certificate, you would be communicated once there's any other free training. Thank you and have a good night rest.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.